Hello, I'm Ron Foreman with Imagine Performing in Arts, and we would like to bring with you Imagine This, a show that comes out once a month and shows you some of the things going on in Connersville. One of the things I was doing the other day was listening to some music, and I remembered the music. The first three words was stop, look, and listen. And I remembered that from back when I was in school. It was something they taught us. For those of you that are younger, they taught us this because when you come to a railroad track, you wanted to stop, look, and listen so the train wouldn't hit you. Well, one would think you have a train, and it weighs about 200 ton. How are you going to miss a train coming and screaming down a track? Well, a lot of people did. They were caught up in the world and the cares and the things that they were doing, and they had problems and had to be taught. And then I got thinking about Connersville, and I got thinking about small towns. And you know, a lot of that happens today. We're so wrapped up in our cares that all we hear is the bad things. All we hear is the sad things. But there's many wonderful things going on, many beautiful things going on. If we would just stop, look, and listen, and see what's out there. And now for our first performance.
First song I'm going to do, I first heard this maybe 20 years ago, and I actually cried the first time I heard it. It's a song about Ireland, and I heard it near St. Patrick's Day, and then I found out it's a true story. A fellow named Peter Jones was going through his great-grandfather's attic and found a packet of letters that had been sent over decades from his great-grandfather's grandfather to his son, who had migrated to the United States. And he took those letters and just the regular events that happen in an Irish village, and he made a song out of it. And I just want to say this is all of our songs. This is where we all came here from somewhere else, and this song is about all of us. So it's called Kilkelly. Kilkelly, Ireland, 1860, my dear, and loving son John. Just your good friend, schoolmaster Pat McNamara, is so kind as to write these words down. Your brothers have all gone to find work in England. The house is so empty and sad. Crop of potatoes is sorely infected, a third to a half of them bad. Your sister Bridget and Patrick O'Donnell are gonna be married in June. Your mother says not to work on the railroad and be sure to come on home soon. Kilkelly, Ireland, 1870, my dear, and loving son John. Hello to your missus and to your 4 children. May they all grow healthy and strong. Michael has got in a wee bit of trouble. I guess he never will learn. Because of the dampness, there's no turf to speak of, and so we have nothing to burn. Bridget is happy you've named a child for her, although she has 6 of her own. You say you found work, but you don't say what kind, or when you'll be coming home. Kilkelly, Ireland, 1880, dear Michael and John, my 2 sons. Sorry to give you the very sad news, your dear old mother is gone. We buried her at the church in Kilkelly, your brothers and Bridget were there. You don't have to worry, she died very quickly. Remember her in your prayers. And it's so good to hear that Michael's returning with money. He's sure to buy land. For the crops are all failing and people are selling at any price that they can. Kilkelly, Ireland, 1890, my dear and loving son John. I guess that I must be close on to 80. It's been 30 years since you've gone. 'Cause of all of the money you send me, I'm still living out on me own. Michael has built himself a fine house, and Bridget's daughters are grown. Thank you for sending your family picture. They're all of women and men. And you say that you might even come for a visit. Ah, what joy to see you again. Kilkelly, Ireland, 1892, my dear brother John. Sorry I didn't write sooner to tell you Father's passed on. He was living with Bridget. She said he was happy, healthy right up to the end. Ah, you should have seen him playing with the grandchildren of Pat McNamara, your friend. We buried him alongside of Mother down at the Kilkelly churchyard. You know, he was a strong and a feisty old man, considering his life was so hard. And it's funny the way he kept talking about you. He called for you at the end. Ah, why don't you think about coming to visit? We'd all love to see you again. Bill Kelly. How old do you think I am, yes? I say, well, I didn't know. He said I turned 65 about 11 months ago. I was sitting in Miami pouring blended whiskey down. This old gray-black gentleman was cleaning up the lounge. There wasn't anyone around except this old man and me. The guy who ran the bar was watching Ironside on TV. Uninvited, he sat down and opened up his mind on old dogs and children and watermelon wine. You ever had a drink? Watermelon wine, he asked. Then he told me all about it, though I didn't answer back. He said there ain't but three things in this world it's worth a solitary dime. It's old dogs and children and watermelon wine. He said women, they thinks about themselves when men folk ain't around. God bless little children when they're still too young to hate. He said I tried it all when I was young and in my natural prime. Now it's old dogs and children, watermelon wine. Old dogs care about you, even when you make mistakes. God bless little children when they're still too young to hate. He moved away I'd grab my pen and copy down that line about old dogs and children, watermelon wine. I had to catch a plane up to Atlanta that next day. As I headed to my room, I saw him picking up my chain. That night I dreamed in peaceful sleep of quiet summertime, of old dogs and children, watermelon wine. Old dogs and children, watermelon wine. This last song, a lot of people think it's a 60s rock song. It's actually an old folk song. It's been around for hundreds of years. It's much older even than New Orleans. It goes back to the British Isles. About a young lady who misspent her youth. There is a house in New Orleans they call the rising sun, and it's been the ruin of many poor boy. God, I know I am one. Mother was Taylor. She sold my new blue jeans, and my daddy was a gambler way down in New Orleans. Now the only thing that a gambler truly needs is his suitcase and a trunk, and the only time he is truly satisfied is when he's out on a drum. Standing on the platform, I got one foot on the train, and I'm going back to New Orleans, to wear that ball and chain. So mother, tell your daughters, don't let them do what I have done. Waste their lives in sin and misery in the house of the rising sun. Well, there is a house in New Orleans they call the rising sun, and it's been the ruin of many poor child. God, I know I am one. I am one. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Now, our next performance is going to be by Michael Chaney. Now, Michael Chaney has an alter ego. He's been doing this for a little while, and he does enjoy it because it just lets him step out of the box a little bit. So now I'd like to introduce Ben Solo.
It's Kylo.
Oh, sorry, Ben. You can't have that here.
It's Kylo. Jerk face. So hi, I'm Kylo Ren, and when I'm not restoring order to the galaxy, I like to do things like read my diary and poetry at open mic nights. And it's all about me. I'm going to read you a collection of entries that detail my adventures. Dear Diary, life's hard, but what makes it worse is all these Ewoks. Do you have any idea how bad that they smell? I hate this planet indoors as much as I hate my dad. Dear Diary, I'm not sure about this Jedi Academy. I feel like Uncle Luke hovers over me way too much. Yep, Luke definitely hovers over me in my sleep. I'm super creeped out by this place now. Dear Diary, have you ever had to shower after a Wookiee? There is so much hair left in there. And on top of that, someone used the last of my Garnier fructose. I hate this family. Dear Diary, yep, that's it. Pretty sure Luke just tried to kill me. I managed to escape, but not before I burned everything down. I just realized, though, I burned my Darth Vader collection. I really hate this family. Dear Diary, ever wonder why Sith Lords are so angry? All those layers, all that black. I totally get it now. I am so hot in here. I got a new helmet and it rocks, just like my grandfather's. Being edgy is so fun. Dear Diary, man, I hate General Hux. He's so pretentious. He clearly thinks he has better hair than me. Also, I'm starting to think that Snoke might be more creepy than Uncle Luke. What if Snoke is Luke and he survived the fire? Dear Diary, Captain Phasma is so cool. Needs way more black on the costume. We should totally go to Hot Topic for a best buddy shopping trip sometime. Dear Diary, I met a girl today. I think she's into me. I read her mind when I was interrogating her. She's cute, but her mind is dumb. She sees my dad as a father figure. I told her she'd be highly disappointed. I was going to ask for a number, and then she escaped. Dear Diary, I saw Ray again, right after I killed Dad. Then Chewie shot me. Shots hurt, just like using all my shampoo. And I'm still mad about that. Anyways, Ray. We dueled with our lightsabers. She used grandfather's, of course, and then she cut mine in half. And then my face. She's definitely into me, though. Dear Diary, OMG, they blew up Starkiller Base. It's like the Death Star all over again. I'm gonna be in so much trouble. Dear Diary, I got a cape. Like a real cape. I feel like my grandfather. He is the only one in this family that gets me. Thank you.
And our next performance is going to be from Brittany Harmon. Now, Brittany Harmon's done some things with Imagine Performing Arts, and if you've seen her, I'm sure you've enjoyed her. But she likes to relax and let the stress go. And she does that by telling fairy tales. Although there may be a few quirks, I'm sure you'll enjoy. Brittany?
Turn around. Oh, hello. Hi. I'm the Gary Fahd mother. I am the much prettier, much younger, much smarter cousin of the fairy godmother. I have one of these magic books here. The other one was so big and heavy, I just left it. I'm going to tell you the story, one that is near and dear to my heart, Rindercella. Once upon a time, in a Corinfantry, there lived a very beautiful girl. Her name was Rindercella. Now, Rindercella lived with her mugly other and her two sad bisters. And in that same Corinfantry, there was a very pransome hince. And this pransome hince was going to have a bancy fall. And he'd invite people from riles amound, especially the pitch reaple. Rindercella's mugly other and her two sad bisters went out to buy some dancy fesses to go to the bancy fall. But Rindercella couldn't go because all she had to wear was some old wordy dags. Finally, the night of the bancy fall arrived and Rindercella couldn't go. She just cat down and scried. She was kitting there, a-scrying, when all at once there appeared before her a Gary Fahd mother. And the Gary Fahd mother touched her with her magic wand, and there appeared a Sigboach and Hicks White Sources to take her to the bancy fall. But now, Rindercella, she said, you must be home before midnight, or you'll burn into a pumpkin. When Rindercella arrived at the bancy fall, the pransome hint met her at the door because he had been watching behind a wooden window. And Rindercella and the pransome hints danced all night till midnight, and they lell in fav. And finally, the mid-clock struck night, and Rindercella staced down the rares. Just as she beached the rotom, she slopped her dripper. The next day, the pransome hints went all over the Corinfantry, looking for the beautiful burl who slopped her dripper. Finally, he came to Rindercella's house. He tried it on Rindercella's mugly other, and it fidn't it. Then he tried it on her two siggly others, and it fidn't it. Then he tried it on Rindercella, and it fid'd it. So they were married, and they lived everly hapwards. Now, the storal of the Maury is, if you ever go to a bancy fall and want to have a pransome hints loll and fuv with you, remember to slop your dripper. Here's another story, my darlings, that's near and dear to my heart. Beeping Slooty. Once upon a time, there was a king and queen who grieved because they had shown children. At last, the queen had a baby daughter, and Feeve and Ceres were invited to the christening so that each of them could give her a gift as was the custom in those days. After the sixth fairy had pronounced her gift, there suddenly appeared an evil Harry. She was so angry because she had not been invited to the christening, but she wanted to hurt the baby princess. Rude. The evil Harry gave the baby princess this curse, that upon her 17th birthday, she would frick her pingle on a dinner and spy. The evil Harry then disappeared in a smuff of poke. Then, the 7th Gary pronounced her gift, that the baby princess would not die, but fall into a deep sleep only to be awakened by Lutruv's kiss first, and that the good king and queen's kingdom and all in it would sleep with her. Everybody needs to nap. The good king and queen were so worried that the curse would trump true that they ordered all spindles and spinning wheels hurned. But on the day of the princess's 17th birthday, the evil Harrys appeared in a tower room with a seal and a window. The princess was exploring and found the evil Harry there. She was furious, since she had never seen a seal and a window before, and the evil Harry offered to teach her how to use them. Not going to end well. Suddenly, the lovely princess fricked her finger and fell into a sleep deep. So did everyone else in the kingdom. The evil Harry fled, cackling with glee. 100 years later, a pransome hince was riding through the forest and came upon a thall of warns. He drew his swagical mord and hewed through them. Soon, he came to the castle after exploring a long, long time. He found the beautiful princess. When he saw her ferocious pace, he fell instantly in love with her. He could not resist bending over to give her a kiss. When he did, suddenly the lovely princess awakened, along with everyone else in the good king and queen's kingdom, and they lived happily ever after. The end.
And before we leave, I'd like to give a shout out to the Fayette County Foundation for a grant of support to our 2018 Youth Theaters program. And you'll be seeing that later this summer. And I would like to now say thank you for joining us, Imagine Performing Arts, and Imagine This. Thank you very much. Good night.